Welcome, I'll be reacting to Space 1999, Year 2, Episode 10. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original.
We don't share your enthusiasm for dangerous shortcuts.
You lack faith in my judgment?
I'm starting to.
Chief, you're the expert.
When I want your advice, don't I ask for it?
Yeah, well, if your wife was dying, I guess you wouldn't be yourself either.
Oh. Oh no. Is this all in his head? Got some Jane Eyre stuff going on here. That is a lot going on in the first 4 minutes. So we have the chief engineer. His wife is dying without a new heart. He's getting like Jane Eyre bed on fire visions.
Sir! Mr. Rochester, sir, wake up!
They need something for their life support systems or they're going to fail. Potentially Alpha's going to catch fire. There's explosions. This is a lot.
So boring to die slowly. There's hope, Michelle.
I've seen the future for us all.
Patrick.
A storm of fire will destroy Alpha.
It's sometimes difficult to kind of get on board with these one-episode romances, but these two have such good chemistry together that I am feeling it already. Like, it is clear these two are in love, and that's difficult to do in an episodic show.
Surface temperature now 40 degrees centigrade and rising rapidly.
Well, that's uncanny.
I know. In space?
It's out there somewhere. That's about as specific as we can get. All computer printouts show is that...
I don't need a computer printout to tell me that it's hot and it's getting hotter.
Then why are you wearing a jacket, Tony? I'm glad that Sandra is back, though.
I'm sorry.
Aww.
Okay, well, let's try to relax. I suggest all the fellows...
Finally! Why didn't you take that off earlier?
Why won't you accept it? Because the solution has got to be simple applied science.
Surely they have non-long sleeve, non-turtleneck options. Like on Star Trek, the Bajoran uniforms had those big jackets, but they took them off and had those cute little white t-shirts underneath. Like surely there's something they wear under the turtlenecks that they could just take the outerwear off. I'm too practical.
We've used Dorfman's exact specifications. It's got to work this time.
Not without terranium to coat the valves. Do you want the blood flow test first, or shall we build up?
So that's where they really need the terrain.
Won't solve anything.
It helps keep the mind clear of personal emotions.
Let's make it work this time.
They do not sound very confident. They really need Victor for this because he has an artificial heart, so I bet he knows all about them. Where is Victor when you need him?
Your medical science, your advanced quackery is no substitute for the true faith. Only faith can outface death.
Only faith can outface death. Interesting line.
Again. And again.
Oh, poor Helena. You can see that she's basically given up, but she's going to keep trying.
I have a plan to save you.
I don't think I've shipped anyone this fast before. I wonder if those two actors knew each other before the show.
I've tried everything else. Nothing works unless you release some terranium.
We have no terranium to spare.
Or just a few grains.
Helena, in normal conditions, I'd take the risk.
But...
I'm sorry, but it's one life against hundreds.
Yeah, I can see both their positions here. He needs to protect all of Alpha, and she's trying to save a life.
How are we? Under control?
Don't anybody sneeze too loud.
That's what I like about you. You always give me such a great sense of security.
All the word with you, Tony.
Only faith can triumph over death.
Only faith, huh?
I was best man at your wedding. Now, if I didn't have faith...
Just possibly. You may live long enough to see the proof of Michelle cured.
You were my friend, Tony.
A correction. I am your
Still
friend.
is, yeah. Their security needs better training. That is one thing that's constant between seasons. Maya in that outfit. Wow. Can we go back to Maya in the little outfit, please? Thank you. She's the only smart one here. Like, everyone else is wearing these long sleeve turtlenecks and refuses to take anything off. And she's just walking down the corridor in a nice, flowy, airy little dress. Like, Maya, she's the smartest one here. This is another time when I think the skirt uniform would be better because more airflow. I would be wearing the regular shoes with it because I've worn boots like that on a hot day, and the sweat that builds up, it looks cute, but oh, do not wear them when it's hot. Yeah, I'm surprised people aren't at least unzipping their sleeves if it's that hot in here.
Worrying about him.
Stop worrying, will you? The moment he knows you're fine, you'll be fine. Helena, we had a scramble with Osgood in the A-level explosives room. Now, he may be on his way down here, okay?
Thank you. Finally, some crew members who understand. Proper footwear, no boots, airy, comfortable outfits. I don't know who these two are, but they, along with Maya, are up in the cleverest people in Alpha group.
You've tried everything.
Except uranium.
If you look closely, you'll find I've wired myself as a human explosive.
I'm sorry, what?
Listen, Pat, this is no time for games.
You come closer to me. See what happens.
It's wrong what you're doing, Pat. All wrong.
What's interesting about this show is that it shows that it's okay to have faith and be a scientist. However, if you switch over and just trust faith with no evidence, no logic, this is where you tend to end up in these stories of it goes too far. My takeaway from a lot of these types of plots in the show is that you must have balance. If you rely entirely on just science and have no hope, no faith, it doesn't work as well. And if you just have faith will solve everything as your attitude, you end up ultimately harming others. Oh, this is my belief system. It doesn't matter who gets hurt kind of a mentality. But the people like Helena and Koenig and Victor and Maya, who have this kind of balance between the two, that's the ultimate goal.
The only thing that can save her is a new heart.
How many of you tried already, huh? You couldn't save her with all your medical science, even if you had terranium, but my faith can.
Patrick.
They're definitely down the catacombs somewhere.
There's our heat wave bill.
And likely the source of the visions, too. Probably trying to warn them.
Firestorm is on a direct line for Alpha. ETA 1100. So batten down your hatches, Alpha.
Hey, Tony. Even settle for a beer.
Helena, I know what I'm...
They must be desperate.
All non-essential machinery and equipment shut down right now, and
They're doing a great job with the sweat makeup. Look at all the spots on people's shirts and stuff.
Been about to release some terranium.
Well, we may all go up in smoke anyway. Take what you need.
It was a little unfair of Helena to ask Tony for the terranium, especially since it's pretty clear what Koenig was going to say. And Tony is more of a softie. But he does have a point. If they're all about to die anyway. In his position, though, I would have denied her because I would have seen my responsibility more as interim commander, not as, oh, I can just do whatever I want. Then again, I'm lawful good, so I think Tony is more neutral good, I would say, or chaotic neutral, maybe.
Hold on to me.
Oh, Michelle, you should not be walking.
I know you love me.
Yes, always.
It must be much cooler down in the caverns because they have jackets back on. At least carry her. If he's not careful, he'll lose her just by pushing her too hard. Looks like it's working.
The job's half done.
Protect that heart.
Maya?
Yes, Tony?
We're in the Catacombs, level 3. I get you on the double.
She can turn into something with night vision.
Not so many injured as I thought.
Don't say it. Now there will be. Ah. I know it's just Maya, but that'd be kind of terrifying to hear in the dark, just... Yeah, get Michelle out of there.
Tony!
Yeah, I'm okay. I've got Michelle.
Where's Osgood?
He's buried.
Time to turn into your gorilla self. Start yeeting rocks. Alright, Tony's getting his cardio in. I like how Maya totally could have turned into something that would help, but she's just kind of sitting, watching the show, I guess, of Tony lifting rocks. Apparently she's not too worried about Patrick. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Maya, but the writers...
The pulse rate's poor. Her vital signs are weak.
Oh no.
She's dying. This heart she should live forever.
See, right here we have pure science, no faith and hope, and they're bringing in the sense that we need to rebalance things, bringing the belief and the love back in, and that's what I think will save her. Oh! It lit up.
Patrick will regain his mental stability.
Yeah, maybe, given enough time.
In that heat storm, that was somehow able to communicate with Patrick in the state that he was in.
Now, who said that was unfit for human consumption?
And who said you were human?
Helena! I would try it.
It saved Michelle's life.
Oh, didn't I? Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
He was a good sport about that. This kind of felt like a year one episode to me. Not only did we see a ton of year one uniforms, and of course the blue pajamas that at least I know and love now, but the general tone felt that way as well. We got a highlight of a particular crew member who was going through something really intense and got to follow his journey, basically. And that's classic year one. I really wish we could have figured out more about that storm cloud anomaly. It seemed artificial the way it was tilted like that, but maybe not, I don't know. I think Helena was probably right about there being some kind of a vague entity or intelligence to it that perhaps because of Patrick's over-the-top emotions was able to connect with that, maybe telepathically. The chemistry between the main couple was off the charts heat. All they had to do was look at each other and it was sparks flying. Such a good job there. If the acting had been any less, I would have been questioning why Michelle just kind of went with him into the catacombs. But you could see just how much she loved him and needed him with her and would just have followed him into the fire probably if he wanted to go through there. She just loved him so much. And same reciprocated. Hopefully once she's recovered, he'll be able to kind of calm down and not be so freaked out like he was this whole episode. And we have Tony, who's apparently a really good friend. And we've all had that friend who had a big meltdown and needed help. And I think showing true friendship is that even if someone went through like Patrick did, being there for them all the way through, even when they're rejecting you, and then coming out the other side and being able to help them rebuild, I think in the future, those two are going to be even closer. I mean, I got the sense at the end of the episode that Tony didn't hold any of it against him. And it was just like, my dude, the love of your life was dying. It's fine. We all have those moments. and we're cool. That's the vibe I got. And I have a feeling that Tony's going to be really careful about checking in with the engineer and making sure he's okay and that they're both going to be fine. I talked about it, of course, during the reaction, but I really liked the interesting dynamic of faith and science and how they interact with each other. That is one of the main reasons I was drawn to this show, especially with Victor. This whole episode, I could just feel his presence. Like he was just off screen, about to walk into a scene. It was just so Victor, and I miss him. I miss his character. Even though this particular episode was not flawless, I thought it was really well done. It made me think, compelling guest actors. It gets a thumbs up from me. So far in year 2, there have only been a couple of episodes where I'm like, oh, that's why people don't like it. But the majority of them I've enjoyed, including this one.